All right. Welcome in, everybody, for our next adventure, The Tale of Stolen Treasure. We're returning back to the city of Lyalisk. In this adventure, we're going a little bit closer to the pier, to a mining company known as Stone Splitter Mining Co. We have our three adventurers here to join us. We have Ryan playing our dwarven bomber Dougal. We have Brett playing our dwarven mechanic Thad. And we have James playing our dwarven pirate Bojangles. Everybody, grab an ale, prepare for a tale, for all are welcomed at the Banshee's Whale. So we are back at the port city of Lyalisk. Near the pier resides a large warehouse owned by a mining company by the name of Stone Splitter Mining Co. It's ran by 4 dwarves. The dwarves, Dougal, Bojangles, and Thad, and their accomplice, Frundrin. The 4 of them have been together for a bit over 100 years, going on various mining expeditions and sunken temples, lost cities, not only mining precious gems, but pocketing much treasure. They've been some time without a job as of recent. The 3 of them, our players, are currently at the warehouse sorting some boxes to look to sell the goods for rent for the building as they continue business. Beginning to run out of treasure as most of their funding has been spent by bad practices by Frundrin. The 3 of them carrying crates over to the other side of this large warehouse, light beaming in from the windows, the smell of the sea coming through. The 3 of you set your crates down as you see Frundrin walk in through the main entrance where usually the carts pull in. You see a man standing behind him. You don't see too many features from the distance, but they stop, and Frundrin says, enough for you to hear. Wait here, I'm going to tell the boys of what we're looking to do. And he quickly turns around on his heel and begins walking toward the 3 of you. Boys, I've got news. I found us a job.
Anything good?
Don't be too excited all at once.
Dougal is just lighting up a cigar. Oh, hell, it's about time.
Winning personality. So, we set sail tomorrow.
Where are we sailing?
Does anyone... I will let our guest explain everything on what treasures, jewels we'll be hunting for here. We're going after a legend this time.
Are you sure this will actually pay?
Well, our benefactor here is going to, one, upfront us a bit of the assistance pay. Two, he has solid evidence that this treasure, the jewels, are where he says they are. But I'll let him explain that. You can come in now. I've explained the gist of it. A tall male elf with long blonde hair, his skin a bronzish tan, wearing a fine tunic, pants, his arms at his side, walks over. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm sure you.
Poking his cigar and just kind of nod at him.
I'm excited to work with all of you. By chance, Frendrin, do you have a table I can lay out everything to show them what we discussed? Yes, follow me. Frendrin leads you all over to the corner where you have a large circular table with chairs around it where you guys usually go over schematics and maps laid out. And you see the elf begins sorting through his goods. He has a satchel on his side and begins pulling some papers out. Oh, and my apologies. I got a bit excited here. I'm a scholar, and this type of stuff is up my alley. But my name is Yedra.
Hello, yeah. My name is Thaddeus.
Scholarship.
I primarily study history in focus of artifacts. And I think after acquiring some documents, I've found a lost treasure. By chance, have any of you heard of the Dragon's Heart?
Of course I have. Can you explain it for these two over here, though? I'm sure.
Oh, of course. The Dragon's Heart was a large jewel, not necessarily a ruby. It made from something else, something that displayed an arcane power. It was named the Dragon's Heart because it's the size of a dragon's heart, larger than a man by quite some size, and too heavy for even a carriage to carry.
See Thaddeus point spectacles. They're multi-layered, so they can zoom in more and more as he needs to. And it points to swirling green incantations. I'm sure I can figure out what makes that thing tick once we get our hands on it.
That'd be great. And he lays out a piece of paper and unscrolls it out on there, and you see a drawn image. This was from some ancient lore going over the Dragon's Heart, and you see this large crystal standing next to, upright next to a few men, larger than two of them put together in height and width. And written in language that none of you three understand on both sides of it. So it explains that the dragon's heart was found in a mountain of unknown origin, and its power unknown. But they said that it radiated some sort of energy.
Kind of energy.
They said that it would be used to power an entire civilization.
What did the mountain?
Well, so that's the thing, and probably much like your friend here, Thaddeus.
Dad, you can call me that.
Thad is aware the dragon's heart was stolen. These scholars were studying it, trying to understand how to use its power. And it was actually stolen by a dragon that had devastated the city, actually hunting for it. From my understanding, I believe it goes that the dragon was impersonating one of the council members of the city that had discovered the dragon's heart and ended up devastating the city and taking it for itself. Sometime later, a Knights Templar group actually hunted this dragon. It doesn't, in the original text, it says that they fought the dragon and the rest was unknown. That the Knights Templar went off on their adventure and had never come back. So it was assumed that the dragon's heart was lost, belonging to this dragon, and the Templars all failed in their journey to recover it. To slay the dragon, recover the gem. But I have come across some documents that actually provides evidence to the contrary, that the knights succeeded in taking the gem from the dragon and created their own city or town, some sort of building structure that was solely powered and ran by this gem. Now, there is no mention of this city in any other text, so I think they kept it to themselves. I'm guessing after what happened the previous time that somebody was open about having this, but there's no historical records of this town, city, whatever that the Templars were residing in, really doing any sort of trade or anything anywhere else. But I think I know where it is.
Where might that be?
A bit a ways. It's on a remote island. The islands. He rolls out a map of this area of the continent, and he points a ways out to sea at some islands, kind of in a circular pattern. He puts his finger on one of them. Right here at this island, within this, I don't even know how to describe it. This group of islands, referred to as the Dragon's Maw. Ships usually, when they go out there, end up colliding with the islands. It's full of jagged rocks, and most of the islands actually have mountains that come out, and from above it kind of looks like a jagged teeth, which is what gives. Sorry, I'm rambling. Gives the islands its name, the Dragon's Maw. But I believe right here is where the gem is located.
I'm pretty by any.
That I'm not sure. I only have enough information telling us where it should be. if the knights are still living or if anyone's even there anymore. None of that is recorded.
Now, if this is larger than a man, do you have any things to help us extract it and carry it out?
Well, I mean, I was primarily the reason I came here. And actually, Frundren reaches over and pats him on the back. We'll get it out of there. Don't worry. Right, boys? We always find a way.
I'm thinking. I'll find a way before.
He looks over at Bojangles. The ship can carry it, right?
Or it can just anyway.
There we go. We'll get it onto the ship and then bring it back. And boys, we'll keep everything hush hush.
Everything what?
Exactly. So, everyone's ready to sail in the morning?
The money's good. I'll be there.
Oh, yes. And he reaches back into his satchel, pulls out a bag that you hear shakes and clinks as he pulls it out, a large sack, and he hands it over to Frundren. Yes, the upfront fee, right? Yes. This will come in handy, just for preparations for the journey, of course. Now, boys, I want you to treat our guest with the utmost courtesy during the adventure.
He's coming with us then, hey?
He was insistent. Yes, I want to see this all the way through. I need to see it in person. If the Templars are all gone, if the civilization has been decimated, somebody needs to write this stuff down and keep record of everything. And of course, I trust all of you to the utmost courtesy. But it's something I specialize in. I want to make sure all the details are recorded.
Now, how good are you at a fight if one were to happen?
I can hide very well.
Good. Just make sure you stand behind us if there's any sign of danger. I'll try to give you a warning.
Sounds like a standard elf.
I'm sure I can outrun a dragon.
Good, 'cause I
As
ain't
long as you can outfly.
Can I do an investigation check on his legs?
What's your passive perception?
17.
Oh yeah, you look at him square up and down. He's very slender. Doesn't look like much power, but he's tall, lengthy. He might run fast.
Nice to have those long legs, isn't it, boy?
Must be great to have those broad shoulders, I'm sure.
Someone has to carry this expedition.
You may have to lay on the ground to stand behind us, but we'll make it work.
Well, I have to go get some things prepared for documenting. I need to get paper. I need to get all the measurement tools. I need to get. I'll be here in the morning, bright and early, ready to go.
Sounds fantastic.
here.
Perfect. He starts scooping up all the material he laid out, rolling it up, resealing it, and putting it back into his bag. See you all tomorrow. And he turns around and starts walking away. I'm going to bleed that boy dry for all of his gold.
How much
I can
will
trust
we
you-
get for preparation?
Enough to run the co for the next year at least. We've got everything we need right here, though. So I will go pay off our debts. And then you three will be ready to set sail in the morning.
After a good ale, I'm sure I will.
Ready.
I'll buy rounds for when I get back. But I believe I mentioned it, but I'll mention it again. I won't be able to join you on this sail. A few of the council members have actually given us another proposition saying that only we can help out with something for the city. So I'm going to go meet with the council members while you're gone and get all of this written up for payment and all of the information for our next expedition.
Yeah. You just want to leave us with the elf so you don't have to worry about him.
I'm sure you three will take care of him. And I'm the one that's good at making face with the council members, so I'll get these payments squared away and coin in your pockets.
Coins away.
Well, I'll be back in a few hours with that ale. He turns around and, with his short legs, walks away as quickly as he always does.
Boys, you guys have anything we want to do before nightfall here?
Well, if it's going to be a long voyage, that means I can sleep on it. I'm going to go drink heavily.
I like the way you think. You were
I'm just
friends
gonna-
for a reason.
Want us to bring you back anything? Bojangles.
Just a bussy bosom. Or we said.
As long as she's off the ship by the time we sail.
Big wenches. All right.
All right. Bojangles leaves the warehouse to go off to his ship, the Gold Roger, to prepare everything. He sets up the ship and gets everything ready. Adventures that we don't need to go over all on his own. The two of you. Okay. The two of you in the warehouse go in the back room and open up one of the kegs and pour yourselves some drink. Begin to get the night off right up until Udrin comes back. He brings an entire keg with him. The three of you drink till near morning. But as dwarves do, you sleep for a couple hours. It's like nothing happened.
We didn't get him his busty wenches.
He
And
got it on the pier by himself.
Okay.
we're all good to go and set sail.
And let me double check here. So the two of you wake up after sleeping off your small hangovers and prepare everything. Frodrin comes up to the two of you. Where is Bojangles?
Is that the ship?
I'm right here at the ship.
Oh, perfect. Hopefully he has everything ready.
He always does.
I've gone ahead and prepared a couple barrels and crates I think you'll need for the trip. Rations, drinking water, explosives,
I love explode.
plenty of gunpowder, the standard pickaxe. Thad, you're fine with yours, right? I know you prefer your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I
Hammers,
investigate the
pitons.
rations?
As he's listing off these things for the travelers, you walk over to the barrel he pointed out when he said rations. You open it. You see an entire barrel filled to the brim with dried jerky.
I eat it.
You take a
Delicious,
piece
as always.
out and chomp down on it. Wait, don't touch it. You need that for the trip.
I do what I want. You're
I mean, that it's your loss. He's eating your meals.
one slice. Calm down.
You're going to be hungry by the end, I'm sure.
As long as it comes out of his rations, I don't care. Does what?
As Thad is already calculating and dividing it per person. And the three of you set off to the pier, but real fast. Our tech goblin, real fast. I think now would be a good time for just a short break.
Train, all right.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you all for being patient while we got all of that fixed and resolved. But we're going to hop back straight into the adventure with Dougal and Thaddeus going to the pier. You both leave the warehouse. The pier where Gold Roger is docked is just a little bit of ways. You walk over there, both of you carrying a couple of the barrels. From behind, you hear a cart kind of come up behind you, and next to you, you see Frudrin riding on the front of the cart, nothing pulling it. You're familiar, this is his magic cart, and he has the other crates and barrels loaded in the back of it. I'll race you there.
It's not fair you have something pulling your cart for you.
Work smarter, not harder. And it speeds up and continues past. After some time, you approach the Goldie Roger, a large ship, black wood, painted red stripe across with red railing, a large figurehead of an overweight mermaid at the front of the ship with black sails with tears in it.
Ah, there she is, mateys. The Gold Roger, as I kiss to the mermaid.
You hear Bojangles say this with Yedra standing next to him, with an adventuring pack on, excited. She's a lovely vessel.
Yeah, isn't she?
Did you carve it yourself?
No, she's self-made. The ship and I are one. It's a long story, but you'll see.
It's a lovely communion.
Oh, Gold Roger and I.
Got just as much character as I remember.
Oh, hi there, Thad.
You take another piece of jerky for that one, mate. You've earned it.
Why does he get jerky?
All right, you take one too. Shut your fuck.
I already
Yeah,
took
he's
my
all
jerky.
yours.
That's coming out of our rations.
Boys. As Fredrin is walking down from the ship, his cart already loaded everything on. Best behave in front of our guest.
How do you do?
Minnie will keep us in the line. You can just see my floating pickaxe and flames.
I think I trust Minnie out of the four of you.
Probably wise.
Well, Yedra, you know what direction we're sailing in, right? Oh yes, I've already charted the course. Everything is all set. Who should I give the chart to? As he points to the Bojangles, you're the captain, right?
There we are. You can give that chart right over to me.
He pulls it out of his pack, a rolled up scroll, and hands it over. I'll go offload my luggage onto the ship. As you see him walking up the plank up to the ship, his eyes wide and him just looking all over the ship. Fredrin leans over. I think this is his first time on a ship.
Never. He's one of the best.
Just keep watching. It's entertaining.
You say that as he gets to the top of the plank and slips and trips.
Is he overboard? I throw a life jacket at him or a life raft.
He catches himself, and as he like stands up, just a life jacket hits him.
How much damage do I roll on that?
1.
Oh, I hit a nat 20.
You took out the nerd.
I thought that was my
Good
job.
swole.
Yeah. He's level 1 wizard. He has 4 hit points. Thanks. His face kind of red as he steps back fully onto the ship. Well, it's been so long since we've set our ways. I'll miss the three of you over this next, probably a week. You'll be gone. It'll be quiet in the warehouse.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, as he turns around and starts to walk away.
I thought he was never going to leave.
The three of you are standing on the pier just off of the Gold Roger before setting off.
Ahoy, mateys.
You ready
Let's
to go?
put the wind in our sails.
Well, let's get to it. As I light up another cigar.
Just chain smoking.
Chain smoking stogies. If it
Switches
doesn't
them
kill
out.
you, it makes you stronger, boys.
The three of you walk up and board the ship. The plank pulls itself in. And Bojangles, give the command.
Ahoy, mateys, let's set sail.
You see the sails open up and the wind begin to carry. The boat begins to take off.
I take out my binocular and I look through with my eye patch eye in the direction that we're going to be sailing to.
You look out and you can see from the roost out 300 feet just on open water. The other two go off and begin to check over the ship on what they primarily man over it. Yedra walks up next to Bojangles, and you're viewing out of the roost, so you don't really see him come up. You just hear, "How do you see?"
Oh, that's a long story. I'm one with the ocean, the ship's one with me. I can see as far as our eyes can.
Interest. Is it magic?
Call it what you want.
You're an intriguing one, Mr. Bojangles.
Oh, thank you. Hand me a piece of jerky, please.
I don't think I'll be working as an assistant, but I'm glad to work as your charter.
Oh, Captain gets no jerky. That's fine. Ahoy, mateys, let's go.
Ship begins to move a little quicker. You're like, let's get this over with already. Yeah, let's just continue off this direction. If not, part just about 3 degrees west. Perfect. We should get there in about, he's looking over the charts, 2 days.
With
2
you,
days. I close my good eye and look at him with my patch and say, 2 days?
Yes, did Fredrin not say this was a long journey? I hope that's not a problem. I did say it was quite some ways away from the city.
And we best save the jerky then.
I assume that's why he brought so much on. But I will go work on the charts below deck. As he goes to walk off to the stairs leading. And then, Dougal, you're over working on the ship. Near the rear, there are 2 large ballista crossbows seated on both sides. You're checking over, just making sure everything is set. You know that they actually primarily fire automatically, but you check the ammunition, the bolts that they fire and everything. Everything looks to be in good order. You know that on ship there are 6 cannons below deck as well.
When my work here is done, might as well go check the ones down below. God knows what will happen out here on the high sea. Always been a man of the earth myself. And I kind of like walk down.
And Thaddeus, you're looking over the structure of the ship. Everything seems to be in order. No holes anywhere. Seems like the ship has repaired itself or been repaired since your last journey.
Perfect. I would just be tinkering, messing around with my stuff, trying to stay away from everyone.
All right. The 3 of you make sure the ship is in order. Everything seems to be good. Out on open water. Hours pass by. You all kind of do your own thing, passing by taking shifts up at the top of deck for the first night. Nothing happens. Nothing interrupts the travels. And on the second day, you're probably about, after talking with Yedra, about 10 to 12 hours out from arriving at the island. All three of you are up on top deck, and Yedra comes up from below deck, up the stairs. Well, it's my first time working with any sort of mining expedition. Do the three of you normally have some sort of, surveying the land beforehand? Anything I should be aware of your process?
Point at my magic eye. I got all I need here.
That tells me very little.
You see, says, well, we do have a process here, but it'd be way too, intricate to explain to you on the way. So just be best just to stay out of our way while we work.
Okay. And I noticed nobody has manned the sails or anything. It seems to be doing it all on its own. Does anyone know how that works?
Which Ankles told you before we even left. Didn't you listen to him?
Yeah, one with the ship. The ship is me. The sea is the ship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen.
The GR has a mind of its own. Some say it's even immortal.
Oh, so it's possessed?
Or alive.
It's interesting. And he goes over to like one of the railings and starts like kind of like not scratching at it, but like feeling the railing.
As I look over at him, like, there's some jerky right there, but I'm not going to ask you for a piece. And I look over to my boys. Captain the ship, I can't even get a piece of jerky, huh?
It's always your jerky, Captain. I throw a piece of jerky.
Ahoy.
Well, I say we should probably begin to get things prepared, probably bring up some of the crates, and as he says that, the ship gets a hard like rock of the ship. What was that? He looks over at Bojangles.
Are we setting sail?
Oh, so that was you making the ship, and as he says that, the ship rocks again, something hitting against it.
All right, that wasn't me.
Are the ballistas firing?
Is it something below?
Always.
It's always something below.
Is the GR mad at us for any reason?
Another hit rocks the ship. Bojangles, you cover your eye and look through your eye patch using your kind of vision of the ship. And you can see just kind of that tremor sense around it. There seems to be 4 things swimming underneath, just under the Gold Roger.
And how big are these things that I'm seeing?
A little bigger than the average person.
Okay.
They, from what you can see, which is kind of like an outline of them, they seem to be humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we'll actually go to... I'm going to move you guys over to it. and we're going to go to the adventuring screen. I think, can everyone see?
Got it.
Perfect. Should I stay up here? What's going on?
I'm not quite sure. Gonna go peer over the side. Can you see if they're like figure out what type of creature it is?
You look over below the ship, and you see a shadow deep down under the water move past, and it kind of does like an arc circle and comes back around. But from there, looking down at the water, you can't make a good idea of what it is.
Throw a piece of jerky at it.
Going fishing.
You watch as Dougal runs over and throws a piece of jerky off the ship.
It's delicious, I swear.
He's hanging over the railing looking at the jerky, and another rock of the ship as something slams against it. This one almost throwing Yedra over the rail. He steps back toward the middle of the ship. I'm gonna go down as he begins to run off toward the stairs going below deck.
Grab me a piece
I
of
told you I
jerky.
was great at it.
Now, from their distance, from where I'm at, can I run up to? Can I run up to the edge and see a little bit deeper with my dark vision?
You can't make out from looking down at the water. You use your tremor sense by covering your eye and looking through the ship, and you can see the outline of the creatures. There's a total of 6 of them, each kind of darting in, hitting the ship, and darting away. But they all stay about 20 feet away.
And can I see kind of when with the tremor sense, the outline of the creatures, whether they look like sirens or fish?
They look humanoid. You can kind of see just the outline, like a shadow of them. They look humanoid, 2 arms, 2 legs. You can't make out much feature-wise. You can see that they're all holding weapons in one of their hand, a long, like, pole weapon.
I'm gonna look at one of them and try to use my telepathic skills, see if I can get a message to them, see if I can get a response. Just say,
Okay, so you send out this telepathic message to the creature, and you get a message back in this gargled language of just kind of high yells and pronunciations you don't understand, a language you don't know. It does not speak back to you in any in the language that you said, and you said it in common, so it does not speak back to you in common.
I just say, I don't know what they talk in, but I can't understand them.
Has the ship taken any damage?
A little.
Okay.
It seems like they're all hitting the same point and are beginning to chip away at the bottom of the ship.
But we're not being attacked. The ship's being attacked.
Yes.
Okay.
From where they're hitting, you can tell that they're trying to sink the ship.
Gotcha.
And where on the ship are they exactly? Like, Is it something that is where its storage is, or just they're solely trying to sink?
You say this over to Bojangles. He explains that they're just hitting the bottom of the ship, not at any of the sides, so just under it. So it seems like they're trying to sink it.
Is there a way that I can safely, from my position, go into the water with my captain's coat and take a look and get a clear picture of what we're dealing with?
There is a ladder that goes off the ship that you can, and you can stop the ship as well if you wanted to kind of park it where it is.
Yeah, I would want to stop the ship, go down the ladder, and get a clear picture with my captain's coat underneath the water.
I salute Bojangles. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Oh, hey, there's treasure involved, of course. It wouldn't be an adventure if we weren't getting slammed.
You drop anchor. The ship gets rammed again, knocking it as it moves back and forth. You walk over to the side of the ship and begin climbing down the ladder off the side. You're hanging on the side of the ship as it hits again. You're holding onto the ladder. Do you just drop into the water?
No, I see a rope kind of close by, so I'll just kind of take my hand around the rope just in case, and then drop down into the water, kind of see if I can see anything, because you said they're about 10 feet away.
Can I use a reaction when he drops in the water?
10 feet from the bottom of the ship.
10 feet from the bottom.
Yeah.
So I'll just stick my gnarly face and beard down just to get a clearer picture.
All right. He drops down, and then you wanted to do something, Dad?
Yeah, I was going to cast water breathing on him just in case.
Oh, the coat, I can breathe.
Oh,
with
he
my
can.
coat.
Oh, okay. Never
I
mind.
forgot to tell you, I have a magical coat as well. And based off that, with my magic coat, would I be able to swim faster than the creatures assessed from what I've seen so far?
You're not sure. From how you've seen them swim, they swim very quickly.
Okay. So I'll safely dunk my face in.
You dunk your face down, and under the ship, you look as you see creatures that are somewhat familiar to you. They are Sahagwin, which are fish-like people. They have what look like piranha-like faces, covered in green scales, with fins going down their back and their arms. The ones you're looking at look to be warriors from some sort of tribe, wearing armor, and all of them are holding tridents.
And they look like they mean business.
Yes, they're hovering away from the ship. It looks like they're being very organized.
Okay. All right, and I relay the information to the boys upstairs. I relay the information up to the boys up there.
So you climb up the ladder, pull yourself back up.
Yep. Boys, we got some sea people down there, and they look like frickin' piranhas. They mean to do damage on the ship and sink us. If we got a ballistics man, I mean, we could drop some jerky and some bombs down.
No jerky, just bombs.
No, no jerky, of course. There you go with your no jerky.
I mean, I got bombs.
Let's strap one of them bad boys on.
Can I throw one of my Reaper bombs?
Heck yeah, you can.
So you know the Reaper bombs, the way they work is once you pull the pin, you have about 5 seconds before it goes off.
I mean, it might hit the ship.
That might be too close to the ship.
I'll man the ballista.
Ballista.
So you run over to the ballista, Dougal?
Yeah.
All right. And Bojangles, you're hovering at the top of the ladder, looking over the deck of the ship. Thad, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna just try to peer over the side and take my light crossbow out and get ready to start shooting.
They hit with another rock to the ship this time. You begin to hear a crack from underneath Bojangle. You know that you can feel the ship has taken some damage underneath.
And when I hear that crack, I wrap my arm a little bit tighter because I know that there might be a few bumps ahead.
All right, they continue to hit at the bottom. Bojangle, do you want to do anything to kind of lure them out from under there?
I do.
He's gonna throw our turkey over to lure him out.
No. I say we throw the wee man that's hiding, but we ain't gonna do that. I'm not sure what to throw over.
Bojangle, you're trying to think of a way to get them to come out. You kind of hop back down to take another look at them, and you look down, and you see three of them kind of close toward you, getting ready. One of them darts off to go hit in the same point at the ship. You're looking down under, and you can see some of the wood beginning to split down there. You peek down. One of them turns around and looks directly at you. Its side fins flare out, and it lets out a shriek that you can hear underwater.
I shoot it with.
You can't see it yet. It's under the ship.
Can I shoot it with my my bow?
You could take a shot with your bow.
I mean, we haven't really engaged. We haven't engaged yet, but
it would be at disadvantage. I'd say it's close enough, but firing it underwater.
Yeah.
Wouldn't work too well, even with your light crossbow. You think of something to do, and as you do, the creature begins to swim towards you.
Can I use a tremor sense under there?
You can. The tremor sense allows you to see basically around the ship.
Gotcha.
You could. One thing
Can
I
use my whip? I don't know if I can be able to use it underwater.
Your whip does work underwater.
Can I use my whip underwater to hit an enemy, but also repair ship, take hit points?
Yes, you could invoke your bond with your ship to begin repairing it and spend 10 hit points to do some repair.
Okay.
And then you take your whip out. Your whip has 10-foot reach. Go ahead and make that attack for me. And I'll show the monster. Now this is underneath the ship. And on your character sheet, on your attacks, it's called the Leeching Lash.
Actually. The leeching. Okay, I thought it was the.
Yeah, that's the name of your whip. So Leeching Lash. So under attacks and spellcasting, you just click on it and it'll roll the attack for you.
Hold on. I don't see it.
Leeching Lash. So in the middle of your character sheet, you have your current hit points. Just a little under that, you have attacks and spellcasting. You have longbow, greatsword, light crossbow, another longbow, and Leeching Lash. I can go ahead and click it for you if you'd like.
Click it for. I don't. Yeah, I just see my whip and my great orb. Okay.
Okay, and with that, let me check their AC real quick. Okay, that attack misses. So you bring your whip out and go to strike at the creature as it swims toward you. It makes a quick dart to the side, and as it gets closer to you, you begin pulling yourself up the ladder to the side of the ship. You hear it begin screeching underneath of the ship, making sounds you assume to the other creatures below. You pull yourself up onto deck, and you see not one, but three of the creatures come out. Pop up above water and begin swimming toward the ship. And that will initiate round of combat.
All right, let's go.
Objects, grab all of you. All right, Dougal, you are manned onto the ballista. Do you want to fire the ballista, or do you want to take a different action?
Oh, I'm gonna fire to the ballista.
All right. You turn the ballista toward the closest enemy. Go ahead and make me just a ranged attack. So anything you have that's ranged, just to roll the attack of it. That hits. And that does... And then the additional... 15 damage. So the ballista fires off, and the bolt hits into the side of the sea creature closest to you. Blood stains the water around it. After a moment pause of it sticking into the creature, it detonates, causing a small explosion. It takes 6 piercing damage from the shot and 9 fire damage.
And I use a bonus action to reload the ballista.
Yes, we'll say, yeah, bonus action, as you're very familiar with it, it's just a bonus action to reload it. All right. The sea creature swims over right in front of Thad, and using the claws on its hands, begins climbing up the ship. It's hanging off the edge of it, and it goes to make an attack at Thad with its bite and then its claws. It swipes its claws at Thad. Thad backs up and starts gnashing its teeth at him as he just stands back away from it. Seems ferocious in its efforts to attack you. The one shot by Dougal. Why is there two Dougals? Delete this one. There we go. Don't know why there's two Dougals. Swims over and begins to climb onto the ship and hops over the railing. And that's the use of all of its movement. So we go over to Thad. Thad, you're standing in front of this Sahugan that's hanging off the other side of the railing. Another one boarded the ship off to your right. One in the water, and you know there's more below.
Can I try to... Is the one right in front of me in a position where I can try to push him off side the ship?
Yeah, if you want to try and make a shove at him.
Yeah, I want to shove. And I believe I can use my intelligence modifier.
So for the shove, it would just be an athletics check to shove him off.
Okay.
Rather than a saving throw. And let's roll his to contest it. you put one hand on the chest of the Sugan and shove it back. Its hands hanging onto the rail of the ship. It slips down a little off, but it hangs its grip on.
Okay. Does that count as an attack?
No, let's say that was your free action.
Oh, sweet. All right. If I step away, will he have an attack of opportunity because he's hanging on to the...
I don't know. That's something you would have to find out.
All right. I'm gonna try to move over here and get a little high ground so I can shoot down on them.
You step away from the creature. It tries to swipe at you, but it's still getting its balance back up after you shoved it and does not make any attacks.
I'm gonna shoot my light crossbow at the one closest to me right there. Shoot here.
Take your shot. That shot misses.
And I'm gonna go again.
You fire your magic shots out of your light crossbow. The first misses, firing off into the distance. The second hits, striking the creature's center chest, dealing 6 piercing damage. It hangs on still.
The extra attack counts as my bonus action, correct?
It does not.
Wait. I'm going to have... Again. I have Mini stand here, or fly there.
Yeah, Minnie is with you if you want to have Minnie fly over. Let me...
I'm going to just have her hold the dodge action.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
All right. And I'm actually going to go ahead and give you access to Minnie, just to move her around. It's 30 feet. There you go. And this Zahugan, much like the other one, begins to climb up the side of the ship onto the railing and makes the same attacks at Bojangles. It climbs up, and you go to back away, but it quickly makes a bite attack, which catches you, dealing 3 piercing damage. It goes to swipe at you, and you back away. It misses, and we will actually go straight to you. How do you react, Bojangles? You're muted right now.
I whip again and whip it to take the hit points to add to the ship damage.
Okay. And actually, I did not deduct those from the last one. There you go. So you want to whip at the creature again and use your bonus action to heal the ship?
Correct.
Okay. Make the whip attack. Were you able to find it?
I found the whip attack. I'm not sure.
Wait a sec. How did that work?
Not sure why it's not working.
Are you on just your total items?
Yeah.
Where it shows like the weight and everything to the side of it?
Or the whip and the 1d4 for slashing.
Yeah, you should be able to click on the name.
I am, and it's not working at all.
Huh. Well, that's fine. I can roll it for you.
Okay.
So you roll your whip attack. You hit the creature, dealing 6 slashing. The teeth at the end of your leeching lash, your whip, bite into the creature as it slaps and deals an additional 5 necrotic damage, which heals you.
And I can make one more attack with my whip, correct?
Yes, but it will not deal the necrotic. Did you want to make another one?
Oh, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Let's whip that bastard.
And the second also hits, dealing the 9 slashing. You're healed for 5. You use your bonus action to spend 10 hit points to heal the ship. So you just take a total of 5 from healing it.
Perfect. And that will end my turn, or am I allowed to create space between me and the sea creature?
You can try and run away, but in most cases, they'll have an attack of opportunity if you're willing to risk it.
No, I'll stay put.
All right. The Bojangles' turn will end. But as he does that, the 3 of you hear a sound behind you as 2 more Sahayugan climb aboard the ship. And let me roll their initiative. And so we will go over to Dougal.
Dougal.
I'm going to step away from the ballista and I'm going to cast Scorching Ray on the 3 targets in front of me.
Okay, go ahead and cast it. 1 beam at each. You get off of the ballista, turn, and point your mechanical hand at the 3 of them, letting out your scorching ray through it, firing 3 beams of fire. It hits, dealing 9 fire damage. The one running up the stairs toward you, the one you shot at initially, your beam blasts a hole directly in the center of its chest, killing it. The one hanging off the side of the rail in front of Bojangles, you fire the beam, it makes a hole straight in the side of its head, and it falls off into the water. The other one right here. Takes the shot. It singes its back, but it is still alive.
And as my bonus, I can't move because I attacked, right?
You can move.
Okay.
Your short, stubby legs. Oh, you still have 35 feet. Oh,
I'm
your
gonna,
boots.
gonna move to here. And was that my free action or my bonus action
For what?
for movement?
Oh, no, movement isn't an action. You just have it.
Gotcha. I am going to. Sorry, I've got so many things to read through.
Welcome to Spellcasters, I told you.
I know. Well, that and it's an artificer on top of that, so.
They're tricky.
And I'm gonna summon. Actually, I'm good right now. That's gonna end my turn.
Okay. I'm actually going to clean this up a little. Get rid of the ones that have perished. Okay. Now this, see again, it comes up onto the ship and looks around. It sees many fluttering in the air next to him, and looks over and sees Bojangles, but Minnie, he's confused at this thing flying around in front of him. He makes attacks at it. It makes attacks at it with its trident spear at disadvantage, making 2 attacks. The first, Minnie dodges out of the way. The second, and Minnie dodges out of the way. Minnie fluttering about. That uses up that one's turn.
So,
This one climbs aboard the ship, takes an assessment of it, and rushes up the stairs to Dougal. With its spear in hand, it makes 2 attacks. That's an action.
I clicked it by accident.
Okay.
I clicked at.
It. Oh, yeah. Makes a bite attack. A claw. You dodge both. You see it take a brief step back from you and begins to chant as a magic trident appears next to you in the air. A glowing white light. Its spiritual weapon it summons as a bonus action and strikes at you. But you see it and dodge out of the way.
I'm a nimble
You
little
long
dwarf.
nimble.
Never skip leg day, gentlemen.
Never.
It's true.
Alrighty. So you'll see me just hold up my left hand and shoot from it. I have infiltrator armor, so I use the lightning launcher and shoot at this guy here.
Okay, fire away.
It's just a simple ranged weapon, so should I just use like the regular crossbow?
Yeah.
Just have Oh, really bad.
Ooh.
It misses.
this time I'm just going to use my crossbow instead of shooting with that.
There we go.
Hey, look at averaged out. You fire out of your magic crossbow, and you blow its head off as it falls against the railing and slides down. Its body droops back, and you can hear the splash of some of its viscera drop into the ocean.
And bonus action, I'm going to have Minnie move over here. And can she hold attack if anything comes within her range?
She double check her actions real quick. Asian. She cannot.
Okay. So she will hold dodge.
Okay.
And that's me.
All right, the last one climbs aboard and rushes over to Bojangles, attacking him twice with its spear. Bojangles, you move out of the way of the first. It pulls its spear back and darts forward quickly, striking you, causing 4 piercing damage. How do you retaliate?
Can I pull my light crossbow and shoot it right in like the gill, like towards the face?
You're gonna roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, because it's close with you. Also, you would have to stow your whip and pull out the light crossbow, so you wouldn't have your whip next turn if you wanted, but you would fire at disadvantage.
But I have my whip out, correct?
Yeah, you could just use your whip.
Yeah, can I use my whip kind of around the neck with a nice neck shot and like a swift pull across the throat?
Well, let's see. Use your whip. It hits. You whip the creature. Your whip wraps around its neck. You see the leech at the end bite into its neck, and you pull the whip, and you just see it rip across.
Yes.
You attack again.
In this, he's still alive.
Yes.
I'll take another swing with my whip at the open part of the throat.
You pull your whip back and go to whip him again, but your whip, as you swung it back, actually wrapped around the railing, and you whip it catches, and you pull against, and you have to, let it go a little to get your whip off. So your second attack fails.
Okay. And then if I do move, I'm still at disadvantage.
He would have an attack of opportunity at you because he's within 5 feet.
Okay, and that's pretty much all I can do right there.
Unless you wanted to, if you had something to use a bonus action, but that would be like second winding to heal or action surging to get another action, but you only have one of those.
Okay. But yeah, if I did use the action surge, then I couldn't pull out my light crossbow. That would be the action itself.
That would allow you to take basically another turn, but you'd be in the same situation.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm good.
All right. And with that, as you ready your whip for another attack, the ship rocks, actually creating a splash around it. You can tell this attack dealt much more damage to the ship, Bojangles. This feels like something bigger hit the ship. And you see as 2 more sea creatures begin to climb aboard. They're climbing up the top. One of them looks like the others, but more feral, and the other seems to be a much larger Sahuagin. You could assume this is the leader of the hunting party.
Mm.
And let me roll their initiative for this round. And the last one. Perfect. Okay, Dougal, you go first.
What to do? What to do? So I'm glad someone does. I'm gonna cast Thunderwave.
What's the range of Thunderwave?
15 feet.
Okay, cast Thunderwave. Oh yeah. Give you your spell slots. All right, you cast Thunderwave, and it hits.
I roll what, 2d8s?
It already did, so 15 damage. So we will have this creature roll Constitution. It fails, taking the full 15.
And he's pushed 10 feet away.
Yep. This sea creature, this one here, succeeds, taking half damage and is not pushed. And Bojangles, you are 15 feet. Oh, wait, no. Is that 15?
I don't think
Yeah,
it
15.
is.
No.
Yep, 15. 3 squares away. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution save. Is it letting you click it? If not, I can click it for you.
Thank you.
All right. You may want to close your character sheet and try and reopen it. So let me click it for you. Bojangles, you fail, taking the 15 thunder damage and are pushed back 15 feet. So this Sahuagin takes 15 damage and is pushed back into the water over the railing. This one takes half damage and is not pushed back. Bojangles, you take 15 thunder damage and are pushed overboard, off, back flipping over the railing as you land in the water with a hard splash.
All right.
As you land underwater, you open your eyes and you can see this huge, great shark slamming into the side of the boat. Right by you. So this is under the boat, but I'm going to show it.
Damn. Okay.
And Dougal, does that end your turn?
And then I'm going to move right here. That will end my turn.
Okay. Rehide the shark. The Baron climbs aboard the ship. He looks it over and sees Minnie flying next to him, kind of just hovering in the air, its wings flapping, keeping it afloat. He turns toward it toward Minnie and makes 3 attacks with its trident.
It's a
And
disadvantage.
or 2 attacks, yep, and 1 with its bite. So 1, 2, and the bite. He does so. Minnie darts back and forth, avoiding his strikes with the trident. He leaches forward and bites onto one of Minnie's wings and shakes as he lets it go, dealing 11 piercing damage to Minnie. That one is no longer with us. The one that got knocked overboard swims back and climbs back aboard the ship right there. And it casts a spell healing it and the other damaged Sahuagin next to it for 4 points. Thad, it is your turn. You watch as the Baron climbs up and deals damage to Minnie. There's one more on deck, one climbing off to your left, and the one that climbed back on to your right. You watched it cast something and heal it and the other one's wounds.
I think that would just be pissed, and he's gonna aim at the Baron and shoot off Firebolt.
The firebolt hits, dealing 17 fire damage. It scorches the side of the Baron, but he shrugs it off. Doesn't look like it did too much damage to him.
Okay. And I'm gonna aim at him again, and this time I'm gonna use, if I can. I don't know if that works with spells or just.
Oh, no.
attacks.
Yeah, you can only use one spell per turn.
Okay. And I'm gonna shoot off my crossbow and miss. And do I get another crossbow shot or no? Because I use this spell.
No, because that's as a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah, so bonus actions don't trigger extra attack. So if you take the attack action.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Now I can't move many, right? That'd be a bonus action.
Yeah, giving Minnie a command.
Right? She automatically takes the dodge action if I don't command her, so I'm gonna end my turn there and hope for the best.
All right. This one watched as Bojangles got knocked overboard and looks over at Dougal, who hit it with the Thunder Wave, and it runs over up the stairs to Dougal and makes its attack with its spear trident twice. The first attack, Dougal kind of just slaps away with his mechanical arm, but the Sahuagin pulls back and slashes across, dealing 7 piercing damage. Bojangles, you are knocked overboard in the water as you see this huge great shark swimming and biting at Gold Roger.
Can I use an action to take? Ah, dang it. Is there anything I can command the ship to do against the shark?
You can command the ship to begin moving, but you're in the water.
And based off that, with my captain's coat, if I command the ship to move forward, would I be able to swim up and get on board as the ship is moving?
Depends how fast do you want to make it move, and how far.
How fast do they say great white sharks move in these waters?
Fast. About as fast as ships.
And then based off my knowledge with great whites attacking ships, I don't have any spells or anything. I'm just looking at.
You know they're vicious, but are generally more attracted to blood than vessels.
So if I wanted to create a distraction, would I be able to get on board and possibly whip and cut one of the bad guys and throw them into the ocean and command the ship to move as the shark's distracted with the blood in the water?
You could try. You tell me what you want to do.
Let's try it.
All right. So you swim back aboard the ship and move up, climb aboard. You see one of the dead bodies of the creatures just to your right, closest to you, away from the living ones. You run over to it, take your whip, slash it down on its throat, ripping a large gash across it so blood is just spilling out of it, and you kick it overboard into the water.
And as I kick it, I would command the ship to move forward to distract the shark with the blood in the water.
Okay. You command the ship to release anchor and begin to move forward. Its magical anchor disappears and the ship begins to move. And that is all of your actions.
Can I use one more attack?
Bonus action to command. No, for say you attacked with hitting and kicking the thing over. So that used all of your action.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there anything else I can do at that point?
No. That would be the end of your turn.
That is the end of my turn.
The last human that was climbing aboard gets aboard, and this one, while hanging off the railing, was monitoring everything going on. Thad, you kind of watched it out of the corner of your eye. This one seemed to be watching everyone. And it looks over at you. There we go. And Cass, do it here. Crown of Madness at you. And its DC save. So go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw. You fail, so its Crown of Madness takes effect. You are charmed by the Sahuagin Warlock. And while you're charmed, you have to... a crown of jagged thorns appears above your head, and you have to use your action before moving on each of your turns and must make a melee attack against a creature other than yourself. But you have to attack before moving.
Okay. So I won't be able to do anything then, basically.
The Crown of Madness. So Dougal, it goes over to you.
What the hell do I have to do? Okay, I'm gonna run
Bombs.
Yeah, but the thing is, bombs have an explosive range, so if I throw a bomb here, it's gonna do damage.
We're
Throw a bomb
moving though.
I'm gonna move back here, and I'm gonna shoot.
As you move away, it makes an attack at you.
Not with my mobile ability.
Oh, you have the mobile feat?
Yep.
Okay. And you're good. No attack of opportunity. Go
And
ahead.
I'm gonna hit him with my light crossbow. The guy I was just next to.
All right. Yeah, you go ahead. Run back, pull out your light crossbow, fire away. You run back, turn around, fire your crossbow. It hits the creature dead center of the head. It falls back overboard. Dead in the water.
And then is summoning my Eldritch Cannon, is that a bonus action?
Yes.
And I'm gonna summon my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay.
Right at the base of the stairs where the other guy's coming up.
Okay. Just. So you bring out a little mechanical cannon, throw it out. And does it make an attack when you summon it?
Let's see. Eldritch Cannon, you've learned how to create a magical object. Cannon is a magical object regardless of the cannon AC. It is immune to poison damage. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Activation, flamethrower, force ballista.
Okay, so yeah, it's just to summon it is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Let's put this little guy.
And I'm gonna do, I think, the flamethrower. Yeah.
Okay. And does that end your turn?
That ends my turn.
All right. Then it goes over to the fish dude Baron, who's caught up, entranced by Minnie, this floating creature flapping its wings in front of him, angering him that it still lives after his onslaught of attacks. It continues to attack at it. The first one hitting. And the second one hitting. It swings its trident twice, smacking Minnie once, causing 14 damage. And then on the second hit, it shatters Minnie into a bunch of pieces. It turns over at the nearest enemy, which is Bojangle, and moves over to him, ending its turn. This creature, moving its goal, running over to Dougal. This cannon has appeared in front of it. It doesn't like it and runs over to the other stairs, keeping its attention as it's a simple creature. Sprinting around and ending its turn there.
So,
Thad, you've been watching over all this, but your Crown of Madness. So before you move, you have to make a melee attack. Action.
But there's no one within my range for melee attack. Does that mean I can act normally?
Nope, you have to attack something.
Attack the darkness.
You can attack the ship. You can attack the the sail that's going up next to you. I'll let you choose.
I guess I'll attack the that right there. My fist.
Oh wait, hang on. Oh no, okay. Apologies. On this target. Okay, no, yeah, you can act normally since technically those don't count as creatures. Yeah, you are all good to act normally.
I'm gonna move here and see if I can't get both of these in range of my spell. I'm gonna use lightning bolt.
Okay, so you just fire kind of in between them to hit.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit both of them. If I can't hit both, I'll hit through the Baron.
So you tell me, do you fire at one of them or do you fire at both of them?
I fire at both of them.
Okay, you let off your lightning bolts in between the two Sahugan. They will make their dexterity save. So we'll go in order. The Warlock fails, taking the 26 damage. The lightning bolt cuts it in half as it sprays through it. The Baron makes his dexterity save. Oh, at normal, we'll take the 7. He also fails, taking the 26 lightning damage. He's still alive. And Bojangles, you are in line. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oops.
Oopsies.
Spellcasters have just been hitting you with AoEs this session. You fail. You take 26 lightning damage.
Jesus.
It helps my eye. It's okay.
All right. And Thad, does that end your turn?
Yeah, I don't think I have any bonus actions, so.
All right. That one is dead. Bojangles. Delete, thank you. Okay, there we go. Bojangles, you look out as your ship has begun to move forward. The bodies are drifting back. You watch as the shark comes up and devours the two bodies that were closest to you.
Okay. And do I see that we're gaining ground on the shark, or is the shark occupied on something completely different?
It seems to be occupied right now.
Perfect. So then I'll still command the ship to just keep going where it's going.
All right. And what do you do with your actions? The Baron is directly behind you.
Correct. So
You
the cannon up to the left. Am I allowed? Can I command the cannon to take a fire at the Baron for an action?
The ballista? Yes.
Perfect.
You can tell the ship to fire.
I'm gonna tell the ship to fire. Fire, mateys! Right at the Baron.
You let out the command. The ballista, not the one directly next to Bugles, it would smack him in the head. This one spins around, bolt loaded, and fires at the Baron. I'm going to just have you roll the attack. We'll just have you fire with your light crossbow for the attack. The shot misses the Baron. Oh, wait. Oh, you fired. Oh, you can actually fire it now.
It worked.
Scratch that. We take mine away. Yours hits. Your bolt hits the Baron, dealing 9 piercing. As it strikes into the side of the Baron, it explodes, dealing another 9 fire damage.
Excellent. I like to fire one more if I can for an action.
Nope. Giving the command burns the action.
Gotcha.
All right.
Am I allowed to do? Am I allowed to do an action surge as a fighter? Or do I
Yeah,
have to
you
do
can
that
action
before?
surge.
Yeah, can I action surge?
Yeah, you action surge, so you just begin your action all over again. You get a second action.
Perfect.
So you could give it another command if you want, or you could make attacks. Up to you.
I'll give it another command to shoot another bolt at the Baron.
All right, your ship fires another bolt. It hits the first strike,
Damn.
dealing
Good.
16 piercing damage.
Bonus.
It strikes the Baron in the side again. This one cleaves into him. The bolt almost completely lodged into it. You can see his eyes roll back as it's dead. It begins falling toward you. The bolt explodes the Baron into viscera, covering the deck and yourself in the Baron's blood.
Nice shot, bud.
Arr, mateys.
And you can move if you want to.
Can I move to the aft of the ship and kind of see behind us as we still are moving away from the sharks?
We're still in combat.
Yeah. 25 feet of movement.
Oh,
You could move here.
actually, we
This
still
would be
are
as
in
far as you can
combat.
Yep.
I probably won't. I don't want to move closer to the enemy. Yeah, I think that'll complete my turn. Unless
Alright.
yeah, that's the only action I can do. Correct.
Yeah, that would be it.
Okay.
You have the remaining Sahugin in front of you, the priestess. What do you do?
I'm going to move right behind my Eldritch Cannon, which hasn't done jack, and I'm going to just shoot it with the light crossbow.
All right, you move away from it. It makes an attack of oh no, mobile. Never mind.
Yeah.
Go ahead, fire away. That hits, dealing 8 piercing damage.
And I can't use a cantrip as a bonus action, can I? That's an action, isn't it?
Only a cantrip that is a bonus action. It specifies whether it's an action or bonus action. There's very few that are.
Then I don't think. Let me just see if my Eldritch Cannon can do anything.
Say it's flamethrower, so if it turns, it's probably gonna hit you too.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I will end my turn. Yeah, it's adjacent. I should have done the ballista, but that's fine.
The priestess moves up to you and makes its claw, its bite, and then with its spiritual trident,
Oh, okay. I got hit for one. One of them.
which is the only thing that hits for 3. Thaddeus, across the ship, you see Dougal dealing with the last of the enemy.
Is it my turn now then?
Yes, I think it's. Oh, there you go.
I'm just gonna shoot off a firebolt at that guy.
It's within range. Go ahead.
That hit.
It definitely hits. Your firebolt cruises across the ship, Bojangles, you see this bolt of fire above you shoot across deck. It ignites the last Sihugin as it falls over, scorched and dead.
Shack.
Bojangles, as it falls, you look over the edge of the ship at the last bobbing Sihugin in the water as the shark comes up and swallows it whole as you gain distance off of it. The three of you move toward the middle of the ship.
Lighting up a cigar, of course.
Lighting
That's
up a
how it's
cigar.
done, boys. Takes a big old puff. I love it when a plan comes together.
And the ship begins cruising with the wind in its sails. And you light your cigar. Love it when the plan comes together. And then a huge crash as the ship is hit by something massive, cracking the ship in half. The ship splits, the three of you thrown off into different directions as each of you hit wood and water.
Just as planned, of course.
Where's the elf boy?
We'll go straight to Thaddeus first. I'll get you here. You get knocked back away from the two others as the ship splits. You fly off into water. You go down, sinking, as you see pieces of wood, the sail actually coming down and splashing into the water in front of you, kind of splitting you from the group. As the sail comes over you, you can see it coming, and you know if you get wrapped up in the sail, it's going to drag you down.
I'm going to try to swim away from it then.
All right, you swim away from the sail. Moving back, the other pieces begin to sink further. You see the shadow of some massive creature off in the distance, swimming away.
How many action stuff would I have?
You just tell me what you want to do.
This guy want to go underwater and see if I can't see what attacked us.
You see it swimming away at breakneck speeds. It's moving way too quick for you to catch up underwater.
Okay. Can I shoot my crossbow at it? Just see if I can hit it.
Yeah, go ahead. Fire disadvantaged.
Go.
No way. No way.
You
No way.
fire
I was going to
your
make a joke
crossbow
about this.
underwater as the crossbow lets off. It's still a crossbow, so I have to. The bolt just kind of stops a little in front of you and starts floating.
A little. Okay. Alrighty.
On
Pieces
two
of the
nat
ship.
20s?
I mean, I can't break physics. As the ship begins to fall, you see pieces separating away from each other. You go to catch your think for a moment, and your breath is starting to run out.
Guess I'll just pop back up.
All right, you begin to swim toward the surface. Bojangles, your ship splits in half, and as it happens, this split of a psychic connection to your ship kind of screeches in your mind, kind of blanking your senses for a second. Your eyesight kind of goes out for a moment. In your good eye, your hearing, you just hear this like white noise screech, like a bomb just went off in front of you. You're kicked back into the bottom deck of the ship. As it begins to sink down, you can see the top of the deck above you. As you're on the stairs, the ship begins to tilt and start sinking. You see Dougal get kicked back on the other side of it from you.
And my first reaction as captain is to remain calm because I'm not going to let my ship down without me. But I also want to see if I can use my tremor sense to see what the impact came from.
At the first second of it happening, you activate your tremor sense after you regain your senses, and you catch a quick image of the back of what hit you. Large creature with a tail, a long tail coming off of it. You're just catching the back of it with a large fin on the back of the tail, so you know it's some sort of creature attuned to water. It's larger than even the shark that you saw earlier was.
Okay.
With the tremor sense, you also notice another thing on the other side, actually close by where Thad is. You can see a sense of Yedra, the elf that was below deck. You can see him on the other part of the ship that had split toward Thad.
And Edra, he's okay. He's not in immediate danger of drowning.
He's still below deck. So he's in that part of the ship that's sinking down.
Okay, with my captain's coat, I want to swim over and save him stealthily, kind of hiding in the coral.
Okay. You look over at Dougal for a moment, but notice Yedra. You leap into the water with your captain's coat and swim as quickly as you can to the other side and go underwater as the stairs going below deck has begun to sink. The below deck has begun to flood. You see Yedra on the ground, unconscious, as he's kind of just bobbing in the water.
Yeah, I want to go in, grab him, and bring him up to the shoreline. Still kind of camouflaged in my coral from the object that hit us.
All right. So you use your coat and kind of camouflage. You grab Yedra's unconscious body, and you kind of carry it off and swim out from that piece of the ship.
Okay.
So we'll go over to Dougal. You watch as Bojangles hops into the water after looking at you for a brief moment. He hops into the water and swims away from you. You're on this piece of the ship, the back end, that has tilted and began sinking straight down.
So I'm not in the water yet?
Not yet. You're hanging on kind of to the railing.
Is there any like pieces of wood or anything like that's floating in the water underneath me?
You can see some pieces of large wood floating here and there just out from you.
I jump down to the piece of wood. I take my shirt off, relight my cigar, and be like, "It's time to tan. I've earned this." And I lay down and start sheathing my cigar while getting a tan going. I look around to see if there's any alcohol as well.
You hop down.
What about that jerky?
Off the piece of the ship, and you hop down off that piece of the ship and swim over to the largest piece of driftwood that you can find. You look over it just to make sure it would hold you. You look over it, evaluate it. It can hold you and Jack. You climb above.
I'm glad someone made the reference.
Jack's there too.
I'll never let go.
Never let go. That could have fit both. You climb onto the piece of driftwood, light your cigar, and kind of kick back. And as you do that, you see a large wooden piece bobbing next to you. You see it's a barrel.
Oh, I grab it.
You reach over, pull the barrel toward you, crack open the top of it, and look. It's one of the barrels of jerky.
I started eating the jerky.
You pull it close and you just start reaching in and eating the jerky. As you're eating the jerky, you look over and you see first Thad pops up a ways away from you, from where you see the sail fall into the water. His head pops up, and you know he's okay. You look over to the other side, you hear some more noise, and Bojangles pops up out of the water, and you can see him holding Yedra in his arms and throws him over a piece of the driftwood.
Is that Jack? Is everyone okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
I
But my
saved the jerky.
frickin' ship.
I saved the jerky, guys. Don't worry. We'll be fine.
And I'm super angry. I'm ready to freaking go at whatever destroyed my ship.
Well, we better start paddling.
Pretty distraught too. Pretty upset. More about Minnie than the ship, but
I feel fine.
yeah.
Thank you for asking, guys. I'm great.
I'm glad you guys are fine. I have no ship and no jerky.
I don't
I've
have
got
any
plenty of jerky.
either.
I've got plenty of jerky.
Wet jerky.
Now it's in the barrel. It's dry.
Just imagine us bickering while I'm sitting there floating in the water, and you guys are just like singing it. Ship in shambles. And should we try to get to shore? Are we close enough to swim, you think?
I say we get to shore, to the closest.
We'll paddle over to the raft and help push Jack into shore.
So you all pile onto this large piece of wood that belonged to the hole that stayed together. Grab a couple other planks and begin paddling toward the direction that you were traveling in. Takes a couple hours, and you finally see the island off in the distance.
Is the fancy lad alive? Has he regained consciousness?
He's unconscious, hasn't woken up, but he is breathing.
Should be
Cigar
fine.
still lit in mouth. It's time to give a mouth to mouth in, boys.
And, a little RPC.
And I start giving him CPR. Exhaling cigar smoke into his lungs. This will give him chest hair.
It was RPC, like a pirate. RPC.
His breath doesn't
And-
wake him up. I don't know what will.
And Thad, roll as you're watching this. Roll me a medicine check real fast.
That's good.
You had looked over Yedra's body as he was brought up. He's breathing fine, and basically you're just watching as Dougal's making out with him.
I'm not making out with them. I'm not making it. That's not canon, Rob.
He's giving mouth to mouth to
There we
the
go.
elf that's already breathing.
RPC on someone that's breathing, eh? I've put that one before.
You looks like you're getting a little too into that there, bud. You know he's okay, right? He's breathing.
You guys keep talking shit to me, you will not get any jerky. All right, you see how much money this guy had? All right, we got to keep him alive. If we save his life, more money, more gold.
If we
More
scar him
jerky.
emotionally, less money though.
I get to say I saved his life when I make more money than you two, and I have a mountain of jerky. We will see who's laughing then.
And we
I
get to
still
tell the
have
stories.
my contraption. It survived the fight. Where's yours? Busted.
Mine actually did something though. Yours just stood there.
It's okay. My crossbow killed like 5 of them.
My lightning blast was pretty impressive, eh? There, Bojangles.
Or my cannons killed the big one.
The ballistas were clutch.
Oh, but I can't wait to tell the story of how you saved saved little wee boy down there.
And
It's more busty bosoms for me.
as the camera kind of pans out at these 3 dwarves bickering over who did what during this battle, as they slowly float toward the island, that will end our first session of the Tale of Stolen Treasure. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. We'll get session 2 scheduled here in the next week or 2 and see how this adventure continues. Hope everyone enjoyed, and we will see you in the next game. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.